For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba. It's been 2 weeks since news broke of the lawsuit against Tiffany Haddish and Aries, where they were accused of grooming and sexual assault of minors while filming comedy skits several years ago. The case had been brought up by the children's mother, but the allegations were eventually dropped. Now that Jane Doe is of age, she has brought up the case herself. The mother of Jane and John Doe were friends with Tiffany Haddish. Now, in one skit, Jane said that Haddish taught her how to perform inappropriate sexual acts on camera. Another skit titled Through a Pedophile's Eyes features Haddish as John Doe's mother, who drops him off to Spears to babysit, not knowing Spears is a pedophile. According to documents that were acquired by Radar Online, John and Jane Doe are ready to discuss a settlement after accusing the comedians of sexual abuse. However, according to source, they haven't received a response directly from Haddish's lawyer. In the documents obtained, Haddish's team have instead chosen to reach out to my mother to get her to force my brother and me to settle. My brother and I are amenable to the plaintiff Haddish's desire to engage in mediation settlement talks. Jane Doe. In addition to this, Jane Doe had stated that she contacted Haddish's attorney to talk about terms of mediation, which would include Haddish paying for a sit-down that must take place in Las Vegas within the next 2 weeks, the cost of which have to be paid by Haddish. If their mediation ends in a settlement, Jane has requested that Haddish take back her comments about the lawsuit being rooted in extortion and states she never intended to harm my brother, mother, and me. This statement also comes after Haddish and Spears called the lawsuit a shakedown. Lastly, Jane Doe wants a public apology from Haddish. The documents also read, if we succeed in agreeing to a settlement, we state that the parties have agreed to a private settlement, and Haddish must publicly apologize for her role in the skits. When news originally broke, Haddish had taken to Instagram to say, I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there is an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, and I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about the situation as soon as I can. So what do you guys feel about John and Jane Doe being ready to discuss a settlement, and how do you feel about their stance? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. And plus, stay up to date for the latest news in comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Comedy Hype across all social media. Plus, look out for original content coming to our streaming platform at comedyhype.com. For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba.